Hello, my fellow
I
villains.
Hello. I decided that I wanted to be in the darkness today, which is why I didn't turn on my ring light.
Which is fine because I literally just turned mine on right before we started. Because,
Hey, I look slightly more lit, even though I'm villainous.
well, we're villains. So, hello, my fellow villains. Welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real energy in reality. And we can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Purr. I am drinking today just some I'm in my purple era today, y'all.
All
I have
right.
my purple hair, of course, as
Yep.
always.
Of course, of
I have
course.
my purple cup. I'm drinking grape Kool-Aid.
Purr.
And I'm wearing purple socks.
Purple.
My purple socks that my husband gave me. David, thank you. Shout out to you. Gave me my purple socks.
My headphones are lavender.
Ooh, work. See what you always got to be like me. I see you
Actually, it's more like periwinkle, but
in that family. Whatever.
it's a gorgeous color nonetheless.
But
And you know what else is gorgeous, Lana?
not you interrupting me and before I can get to my cut mug.
I was segueing to the cup mug,
I was gonna
obviously.
obviously. And it is gorgeous. Not purple, but gorgeous. Maybe next time I can do purple. But
Honestly, if you did, I wouldn't be opposed.
ooh, panel full of cup mugs. Panel full of cup mugs. Villain edition.
I'm like, do I
Period.
have any villains on here?
I don't know, do you?
Um, Maybe I love her, but maybe Petita? Maybe
Maybe
Petita?
I don't know if Petita would be considered a villain, but who
No.
knows? But
I've got a girl who was on one season after Candy Muse.
ooh, bring it all together. But you
I
can
mean,
get
it's
your
Carrie
cup.
Colby, but Carrie's
You
not a
can get your.
villain.
Are we done? Can I finish? Okay.
Yeah.
You can get your cup mug or any of our cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. The link will be in the description below, and we do ship domestically and internationally, so there are no excuses unless your country is on fire, under fire, or underwater. And if that's the case, our thoughts and our prayers are with you. We hope everything happens for the best and you are all safe. And we hope everybody gets back to normal and have a sense of normalcy about their life. We are praying for you for sure here at the Cup. And but once everything gets back to normal and everybody is safe and you're ready to celebrate with some cup merch. Period. And Logan's in his villain era because it kept interrupting me. So maybe I'll do the same to them. We'll see.
Okay, whatever. I don't care.
I know.
Hi, I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I actually just ran out of water.
Oh no.
But I have. Oh, there's still a little bit. I have some coconut water today because villains need to be hydrated.
Period. We do. And we do. But we are here to talk about the premiere of House of Villains, episode 1 and
The
2.
the double premiere that no one knew was coming, and neither did we until this afternoon.
Did not know it was happening. I didn't think they had dropped both episodes, but obviously they did. And you know what? We were like, well, since they dropped them both, we go watch them both and we go talk about them both. But before we jump into it, please click the link below. Hit the subscribe button and the subscribe, the follows, the shares, the notifications, all the things, so you know that when all the videos drop. We want you to be a part of the Cup Network, especially Cup TV, because we give you mostly almost all things competition reality TV. So
Period.
we want you to join the family, but there's also a bigger family, the network. Join the Cup Network. We have our links in our description below where you can join all 4 of our channels. Click each link, subscribe to each channel, do the notifications. We're trying to build up our channels here so we can continue to give you great content, and we appreciate you for following and share with your friends. Let them know we're on the air, baby. We also have our audio podcast links down there in the description below, so you will never miss us on the go. And we have our Patreon, so you can check us out to get early access and exclusive content of things that we do here on the Cup. So check out our Patreon page as well.
Yeah,
So, it was House of Villains premiere, and
yay!
I'm very excited. We're very excited for it to be back. We talked about the cast a very long time ago.
A while ago.
It's been a while since we first heard the
They pulled a
cast.
traitors and they said, "Oh, we're going to release the cast as soon as they're flying out here."
And they did that. And we had to wait, I think, like 3 months before the episodes come.
3 or 4 months, something like that.
Something like that. So you will have to go back in time and scroll back to see our cast assessment if you would like. But it's there. But check out our cast assessment and see if our thoughts change from our cast assessment till now. That would be interesting. I might have to go back and watch the cast assessment myself to see what the heck I said.
I don't remember what we said.
I don't remember what I said. But
nope.
Anyway, we do get the House of Villains coming back, and the villains are coming in one by one. And Teresa starts us off. She comes in. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up
a solid start.
I think so. That's how you want to start off. So yeah, we'll pull up our slides so y'all can at least see who we talking about. So Teresa comes in first, and she's like, "Okay, maybe not my decorating style, but sure." What we think
and
about
then they
Teresa?
Decide. Oh, I love Teresa. I'm not a huge Housewives fan specifically. I've tried. It's not really my gig, but I know Teresa. I've seen her on some other shows. She is a perfect choice for this show because they didn't. Who did they have from Housewives on season 1, or was there anyone?
There was no housewife. I mean, no, there was no housewife.
That's weird.
No, there was no housewife.
Yeah, that's really weird. And also, there's not a whole lot of shows that are duplicated, is the other thing I noted.
We've had...
It's like the only ones that are duplicated, Challenge and Bad Girls Club.
And 90 Day Fiancé.
But I think that's
and Bachelor. No, Bachelor was on GOAT. Never mind. Bachelor was on GOAT. I'm thinking of another show. Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was the only 2-3 shows that were...
Well, and obviously Tiffany.
And Flavor Tiffany. She's the duplicate of her own self.
Obviously, yeah. Tiffany's one of one, the number one.
One of one.
But no, I like Teresa. I like Teresa in this game with these people. Watch out for Teresa. That's what I'm going to say. Watch out for Teresa. I don't think she's going to win competitions necessarily. But I think she's in a pretty decent spot socially right now. And I'm liking what she's done in these first 2 episodes. I'll say that.
Okay. I like Teresa. She was fine. I think she gave what she needed to give in these first 2 episodes that I was like, okay, cool. And then came in right after her. Go ahead. Do you want to say it?
Sorry, I was going to say they coupled her with Richard Hatch.
Yeah.
I mean, the moment when she starts saying, "Are you a top or a bottom?" followed by, "Do you use poppers?" Because if there's one thing we know Teresa to be, it's what? An ally. Thank you, Teresa.
But Richard comes in and she's like, "I don't know who you are." He was like, "That's fine. I know who you are." And he was like, "I was on Survivor, the first original Survivor." She's like, "Oh, that's nice. Okay." And then they move on. And then I think Safari comes in next.
Safari, yeah.
Safari comes in.
Is it Safari or Safari?
It's the Safari. Because Safari is the girl from Flavor of Love.
I was going to say Safari is somebody else. I'm familiar with the name.
Safari is from Flavor of Love, who I like. And, take off that badge. That name was given to you. Now, what's your real name? Safari. That was a moment on Charm School.
Yeah.
Charm School, Monique was like, "That name it was given to you. It's not good for you." And she was like, "What's your real name, baby?" Safari. I love that moment. Oh, love it.
Yep.
Okay, but Safari comes in and nobody knows who he is. He was like, "I'm from a show, Love and Hip Hop," which I understand because Love and Hip Hop is a newer show.
Mhm.
Teresa and Richard would not be watching Love and Hip Hop. I get it. Um, but he's also known for being engaged to Nicki Minaj for a long period of time. And
Yep.
he's dealing with the whole if you break up with someone famous, it's always your fault, which, yeah, pretty much. Sorry. And so Safari's in the building. Then, so what I know what you think about Safari and his entrance.
No. Sorry. Next. I'm
I don't
not
mind it.
I'm not digging him. I'm not. He just falls into the category of men that I just can't stand.
I think he's gonna surprise you. I think he might be
I
somebody
hope he
who
does. I'm keeping my opinions open, or at least I'm trying to.
I have some thoughts about him.
Okay.
I think he is playing a role that he's not as smart as he actually is. And
Mm-hmm.
so he's letting people like Wes and Jesse think he's not the brightest bulb in the bunch, but I think he got
Mm-hmm.
some villainous behavior underneath his his willingness to just follow along and be the sheep. I'm trying I'm gonna leave it open for him. I'm gonna leave it open for him to
Mm-hmm.
see if I'm wrong or if I'm right about it. I'm not. He he he
Okay.
he ain't the tops of my list, but he just I don't know about him yet. I don't know about him yet.
Fair. Yep.
But he comes in, and then after him comes in Camilla from the Bad Girls Club. Now, Camilla, I did not
Yes.
know her because I didn't watch her
Ah,
season of Bad Girls Club, but I actually really do like her, and I think I like her chances in this season just from these
I
two
do
episodes alone. I'm
too.
like, I like
I
her.
I was hoping and praying with every fiber of my being that Camilla was going to come into this game and slay it, and she has so far. I'm so happy.
Hmm.
Camila, Jesus Christ. Camila is one of my favorite people from Bad Girls Club. And it's specifically because I loved her on Bad Girls Club All Star Battle, which is
Hmm.
where I was introduced to Bad Girls Club. Um, but I love, there are so many. I'm so happy that we've had Bad Girls Club representation 2 seasons in a row. It makes me very excited. And their current track record is 1 for 1.
Purr.
So, per, 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 per. I love Camila. She is the epitome of a villain, but I'm happy that we're seeing her now that she's a mom, now that
Hmm.
she's been very removed from reality
Bad
TV
Girls
for
Club.
a
Yep.
while. This is a brand new Camila that I'm really liking. And she's the one where you think Safari is like acting more smart and logical than he is. I think the exact opposite of Camila. I think she's letting people underestimate her, but
Oh
she's
yeah.
got a really, really good strategic and social brain. Camila is another one that I'm watching out for.
I think she is in the place where Tanisha was, and I want her to
Yep.
stay in that place
Yep.
because a lot of people underestimated Tanisha and didn't think
Mm-hmm.
she was there for for the game. But the
Mm-hmm.
difference between Tanisha and Camila, I think Camila is actually very strategic. And I
Yep.
don't think this is just her trying to be a nice person and trying
Mm-hmm.
to be cool in the House of Villains. She still go have her girls club instincts in her, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm going. We go see her have her moments of popping off, and I can't wait. Like I can't wait,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like her moments of popping off are gonna be justified and well deserved moments. It won't be just because, but it's going to
Yep.
be moments that somebody push her to that point because she already knows that from being on Girls Club that the image of her is she always pops off. So she's gonna pull that in and be like, I don't want that to be my legacy. But what I do want people to know, I don't take no junk. And I'm not gonna sit here and let you play in my face and nothing is going to happen. Like I'm
Yep.
good and I'm sweet and I'm cool until you push me to that point, and then I have to go
Yep.
crazy and I got to take you there.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Well,
think
we
she's
saw a
a
little bit of that in the preseason, in the full season trailer that we got after the first episode.
mhm,
We
mhm.
see Camila getting into fights, and I'm excited for it.
Yep, and I think it, like I said, I don't think her fights are going to be those stupid fights like we
No,
had in this first two episodes, but it's going to
no,
be very much somebody pushed her to that point. But
yeah,
I like her because I feel like she came into this game with the that this is where her and Tanisha differ. She came into this game with the mindset of playing a game. Tanisha came
yeah,
into the game with the mindset of I want to be a nice person. I need to meet new
yeah,
people. I get to have some fun, and then realize along the way, like, oh shoot, this is a game, and I got to
yeah.
play it. She already knows that this is a
I think
game.
Camila learned from Tanisha in the game
Yep,
that she played. Absolutely,
absolutely.
and I believe they are friends.
I don't know.
I don't. They're not from the same season, but I do
No.
believe that they are friends. So there definitely had to be a call to Tanisha, most likely being like, "Hey, girl, like, tell me everything."
Right. I don't know if they're friends or not, but if so, I hope they did have a conversation. If not, you don't need to have a conversation. You just need to watch the season before. And I think she did her homework, and she is there for a purpose. Her child, she said, my kid needs $200,000, and so I'm gonna go get it. So I love that for her. I'm like, she makes me excited to watch her this season.
Hmm.
But then comes in is the lady with the crown, the queen of the self appointed queen of The Bachelor, Victoria. I
Ew.
not a fan. I'm gonna say that right off the top.
Ew.
Not a fan of hers from these first two episodes.
Ew.
Not a fan. I don't, and it's not even because she thinks she's a queen. I can deal with that. Baby, I think I'm a queen, so whatever. I can handle that. It's we'll talk about it. What happens in the episode, but
Please.
it's the demeanor. It's uh, it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that. And then in walks a real queen, y'all. A drag queen. It's Candy Muse.
Candy! Now, okay, if y'all have watched our Drag Race coverage, you will know that Lana was not the world's biggest fan of Miss Muse on All Stars Season 8.
I was
Now,
not.
Lana, I have been wildly curious what you thought of Candy in these two episodes.
So I have I always go into watching new episodes and different shows with different people basing off of that character on that show in that moment. So
Mm-hmm.
I said I'm not going to take my how I felt about her on Drag Race into House of Villains. I'm gonna
Yep.
push that back, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna be open to who Candy Muse is on House of Villains.
And
And
that's
Candy
called
Muse,
growth.
that's growth. That is journalistic integrity. That is,
Period.
I'm gonna keep it neutral until you show me otherwise. And Candy Muse in these first two episodes, I will say, is someone who I actually did like in these episodes. I did like her.
Yay!
I thought she gave the right amount of villain and the right amount of human decency and the right amount of fun, entertaining television. So I right now, Candy Muse is high on my list of people who I want to watch and get and enjoy watching on this season. Um, these first two episodes, she gave what I wanted her to give. She gave me the entertainment. She gave me the villain. And this is the show where I want to see the villain. I want to see you
Yep.
be a villain. This is House of Villains. If you're not gonna do that, why are you here? So
Exactly.
I loved it. And so Candy, you're good with me on this show here.
Yay. Yeah, I think it's so fun. I think it's always fun to see Drag Race contestants in
Yes.
different arenas.
Mm-hmm.
Because I loved watching Courtney on Celebrity Big Brother UK, and I loved watching Peppermint
Alyssa
for
on
the
the
2
goat.
episodes we got her on Traitors.
Did you like Alyssa on the goat?
Alyssa. I didn't love Alyssa on the goat, but I like seeing them not in their natural habitat. And that sounds like they're zoo animals, and I promise you they're not. But I loved seeing Candy interact with these people. And like, obviously, she probably knows the most about this group of people out of anybody here.
Not
Like,
me
she
not muting.
definitely, yeah,
I
it's
thought
fine.
I
You
thought I
said
hit
you
the
were going to
mute
be
button.
villainous today and interrupt me, and it's all good. It's
I thought I
whatever.
hit the mute button. I hit my noise cancellation button
No,
instead.
baby. Nope.
Y'all heard all the.
No.
Sorry,
Uh-huh.
sorry. I really thought I hit the mute button on that one so y'all wouldn't hear me circling up the last of that drink.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's that type of show.
It's that type of episode today, y'all.
Welcome.
Woo. We are usually this unhinged, so if you like that kind of thing, stay tuned. But no, I love seeing Candy interact with these people. Obviously, she loves Tiffany. She interacted with Teresa really good. We've seen her and Tiffany are good friends now after this season. So I'm happy to see that. Like, they're out here like redoing some skits from Flavor of Love, and I fucking love it. Candy's gonna give Candy. And I love Candy. So hey, I'm
She
here for
came
it.
in looking like Candy, so period.
She looks so good.
But well, Larissa comes in next from 90 Day Fiance. Didn't know who this woman was.
Boo!
Sorry.
Tomato.
Still don't know who this woman is. All I know is she
Raider
has
Nation.
Raider Nation big boobs.
Tomato. Big boob. Anyway, who is next? Wes?
No, I'm not doing that. I didn't do that to nobody else. I'm not doing that to her. I don't know a whole lot about 90 Day Fiance, but she came in and she was, look, here's what I appreciated about her. She has a lot of barriers for her. English is not her first language, so she has to try to communicate with these people in a language that is not her first language. She doesn't really know a lot of these people. She's not someone who watches reality TV a whole lot. She has gone through a divorce because she beating up people, domestic violence and stuff has happened. She got a lot going on for her. But she came in and she knew the name of the show. She knew it was called House of Villains. Baby, she was gonna be a villain. And she was gonna do it in the best way that she possibly could. And she was very passionate about her Raiders. Don't talk about her Raider Nation. And you know what? I'm not mad because I used to be a Raiders fan for a long time back in the day because I thought silver and black was the best color combination ever. So I was not mad about her being a Raiders fan. Shout out to Raider Nation. But yeah, I didn't mind her as much. Actually, I liked her more than I liked Victoria. Be honest. I'm just gonna be honest. Did. But that was Larissa.
I have a real big issue with something she does later. We'll talk about it.
Okay. I mean, yes, we will talk about it.
That's why I'm refusing to say anything else about her, honestly.
That's fine. But then comes in our big brother, Mr. Spectacular himself, Jesse.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, Lana. It was really refreshing to see Jesse. There's just this levity and charisma about Jesse that honestly was kind of refreshing.
I'm shocked to hear you say that, but I kind of like that you said that.
Yeah, I never hated Jesse. I would not say I was a Mr. Spectacular fan. But objectively speaking, he's nice to look at with his shirt off. So he's fine.
Here's the thing about me and Jesse. Never hated Jesse. I wasn't the person, because as much people y'all know, we are Big Brother fans here.
We are currently covering the last 3 days of the season, so check us out on Sunday where we talk about the finale. But
we are Big Brother fans, and I think Jesse on his season was not somebody who I wanted to win, but he wasn't
Yes.
somebody who I particularly like. If it would anybody put my worst, least hated, or least favorite house guest, not hated because I don't hate anybody, but my least favorite house guest, Jesse wouldn't even be down there. He wouldn't even be down there for me. He's not my least favorite house guest. But what I do appreciate about Jesse is Jesse knows who he is. Jesse knows his brand. Jesse knows his his body is his ticket to success,
Mm-hmm.
so he keeps it in shape. He makes sure his pecs are straight. And I like the nostalgia every time they brought Jesse back into Big Brother and as Mr.
Yep.
Spectacular, and he would come and do a veto or something,
Yep.
or every time, whatever they brought him back for. I
Yeah.
thought Jesse was very good nostalgic for me, and I feel that way now. When he walked in the door, I was like, you know what? I'm not mad at Jesse being here. I think Jesse's a fine choice for Big Brother. He wasn't too polarizing. He wasn't fan favorite, but he was
No.
personally just fine. He was a
He was
perfectly
a
fine
good
person.
villain.
Absolutely. He was a good villain to bring back because see, I feel like his villainous was something that was palatable to me,
Yes.
unlike Evil Dick's villainous that I just could not
Yeah,
stand.
I agree. I
And it's
agree.
like,
I was gonna
ooh,
say, other than Dick, who else would you even bring back from Big Brother?
as a villain,
Yeah, for a House of Villains.
mm,
I could see the art. I wouldn't want this for her for a title, but I'm always going to be happy if Davon is on my TV, and I think you could. I think you could swing it.
I mean, I think we could swing House of Villains now for how she was in the GOAT, because I think people felt like she was a villain on the
Yeah,
GOAT and
I agree
not
with
Big
that.
Brother, because I don't think
I
she
agree
was
with
a
that.
villain in Big Brother, but I think
No.
people saw her as a villain on the
Yeah.
GOAT, which I didn't think she was a villain on the GOAT. I
No.
thought she was a strategic game player on the GOAT, but whatever. I think you could also put in uh, mm, as much as I hate to
No.
mm,
No.
hate to bring this man up, but he was truly a villain, and
Oh
uh,
no.
mm, it makes me it makes me want to
Lana,
throw up to say it.
no.
You know who
No.
I'm about to say, right?
Yeah.
You know, Cody would be a good villain.
No.
It makes me want to throw up to say it because ooh,
No. Wait, which one?
both of them, either one of them,
No.
both of them
No.
make me want to say it. But
No. Lana,
I
no.
know, I know, I know. But if we're thinking about good villains, you
Yeah.
can't say I'm wrong.
No, you're not. But
I know, but even
no.
his wife is a good villain, but palatable, a little bit more
I
palatable, but
would
not
rather have
palatable.
Jessica.
Right?
I
That's
would
what I'm saying. A
rather have
little bit
Jessica.
more palatable, but still,
Still disgusting, but I would
still
rather have
disgusting.
Jessica.
But if we're gonna do a villain, she would probably be a better villain than him because I feel like at least she would be entertaining. He would just be
Oh,
boring
you know who
and
would be the
brooding.
better villain though? Josh. Just bring Josh back.
Josh is a good villain. Paul. Paul would eat this
Paul's a
show
great
up.
villain. Bring them
He's a
back. Bring them
great
back.
villain.
Period.
I
Yeah.
think Paul would be great on this show, and he's a
Uh-huh.
great villain, and he's
They.
strategical. So yeah,
They.
yeah. They. I forgot. Yeah, they
They.
changed their pronouns. I remembered now. Thank you.
Yep.
Paul's a great
Yep.
villain. They will be amazing, and I think
Yeah.
they would have great strategic. They would be like West
100%.
is right now
100%.
because
Yeah.
let's get on to West because West is next. West comes in next, and here's the thing, y'all. I always liked Wes, even in his villainous stage, even on the challenge.
Me
I
too.
thought Wes was a great game player. You might not like him as a person, but you cannot deny his gameplay. This man knows
Agreed.
how to play these games. And when he sat
Agreed.
in his confessional, was like, I was in Mensa and my IQ was 160 to whatever he said the numbers was. For the second, I believed him. I'm
I
like,
believed him
I was
100%.
like, Wes probably did go to Mensa. He probably did. Then he was like, I've never tested for Mensa or had my. I was like, dang it, Wes, you had me. That's just Wes. But here's my
Uh-huh.
my concern. Wes might be too smart for this game
I think Wes is too smart for this game.
because I feel like he's trying to play the
He's
West
trying to play the
Virgin Challenge
challenge.
game
Yeah.
in the House of Villains, and nobody trusts him already.
Nope.
Like everybody is saying the same thing. I don't trust West as far as I could throw him, but I'm gonna work with him until I don't need him no more.
Yeah.
He gonna get pretty decent in this game, but soon
Mm,
enough, everybody go turn on him.
based on what we saw in the full season trailer, I don't know that we will.
He might get far, he might get middle, he might
He
get
didn't get a
third.
whole lot of footage.
I don't know. That could be
But
a hide in the winter edit or hiding in the middle. I don't know. I don't think he's gonna last
I would
too long.
love to compare. I actually would love to compare the trailer from like after episode 1 of season 1 and see how much Tanisha is actually in it, because I think that would be an interesting comparison to make.
I will. We'll watch the trailer afterwards and find out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
I
then
think Wes might be too smart for this game though.
Yeah, I think Wes is too smart for this game. I will say I have never been the world's biggest fan of Wes.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most palatable I've ever found Wes.
Okay.
Because it feels like Wes is playing as a real human and not as a game bot.
Yeah.
There's still the game bot tendencies, but there's him starting out with the joke about Mensa. I was like, oh, you're funny. Why have I never, have you always been this funny and I just didn't realize it? Interesting. Okay. Because if I'm going to pick one of those OG challenge guys, it's obviously going to be CT, of course.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
CT's not a villain, but still, bring him on my show. Anything we can get.
No,
CT
I'm
on
just saying,
TV?
if I'm going to pick between Bananas, West,
CT, right? It's CT for sure.
Who else would there be? Oh, maybe Darrell though. I picked Darrell.
Oh, Darrell.
Oh yeah, Darrell.
He can still get it.
Roy Lee. Ooh, Leroy cute.
Oh, Leroy cute too. Sorry, Cam. I know it's your man. But,
and even objectively speaking, Tony's not unattractive.
No, Tony is not unattractive. He's not. Tony is actually
gotten more attractive with age.
With age, yes. I will give him that. I
would even put someone like Corey in there now at this point.
Corey's fine. Even
Corey's though he's fine as fuck.
Corey's fine as him and what's his name? What was it? Nelson. Corey and Nelson. Whew.
Yes, God.
Yes, even though Corey is the F-boy.
Anyway.
But anyway, we move.
Anyway, I like Wes. I liked Wes in this. And then we end up last in, of course, HBIC. Tiffany walks in. Boom, 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 boom. Love it.
Camilla loved Tiffany right away. Was like, oh my God, the HBIC is in the building. Candy loved Tiffany. Everybody find out Safari and Tiffany worked on a show together. They were roommates together. So we find that out in the episode that they know each other and they talking, and Safari, I think, has a little crush on Tiffany.
Oh,
still.
Yeah. And then we also find out, just to skip ahead for a second, we also find out the other relationship that is pre-established. I had no clue about, because I did know Tiffany and Safari. That one I did know, because Scared Famous Alaska was also on Scared Famous.
Okay.
So I watched 1 or 2 episodes of it. But Tiffany and Wes,
I knew about that relationship.
We're on Worst Cooks in America.
And I knew that because I watched it. I love Worst Cooks in America.
Okay.
And so I knew they met, but I was like, Wes acting like they didn't meet in the beginning. Tiffany was like, but yes, they met. And what I loved about that moment that they had the conversation was Tiffany was like, I thought you forgot about me. And Wes was like, well, I didn't want to just come out and say, because I think we could work together and people not think we're working together.
No one's gonna know unless they know that we've been on a show together before.
Right. They would not know. And when Wes said, I met Tiffany when she wasn't in this type of capacity. Yep. And Tiffany's a sweetheart. And I love that, because a lot of people only know Tiffany on television as the HBIC and she da. But there's a whole nother side to Tiffany when the cameras aren't rolling. And Wes got to meet that Tiffany. So he knows when TV Tiffany is on, he just goes step back and let TV Tiffany do what TV Tiffany do.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure also Tiffany did a talk show on YouTube for a moment, and I want to say Candy was a guest.
I don't know nothing about that. I don't think, and they didn't mention it in the show. So I don't
They
really
didn't mention
remember.
it in the show. Someone fact check me on that because I don't remember. I feel like I remembered the two of them being together on an interview on YouTube or something. Oh,
But we get that, and a lot of people they're trying to meet each other, and so the voice of Eva comes in, but it's a little garbled and crunched up and whatever. And then this new voice comes in, and so we get a new version of Eva this season, and she like, girl, get your ass up. It's like
is
this.
it not Corinne?
I don't know if it's Corinne's
I
voice.
thought it was Corinne.
I don't know if it's Corinne's voice. I didn't pay that much attention,
Because
but
honestly, I would love if it was Tanisha's voice. I think
I would
that
love it.
makes a lot of sense. But
Hmm.
it sounded a lot like Corinne to me.
Maybe I had to go back and watch and check because I don't remember. I didn't remember who it sounded like,
Yeah.
but maybe it is.
Because
I'll
it's
look.
definitely not like Omarosa has a very distinct
Yes,
voice. It
you'll know
wouldn't be
Omarosa's
Omarosa.
voice.
Tanisha does too. It wouldn't be Tanisha, though it should be Tanisha. Um
Maybe it is Corinne. Who knows?
I thought it sounded very, very similar to Corinne. I don't
Who
know.
knows? I'll go back and look at the credits. Somebody will tell me what it
Her.
was. But we do get Eva 2.0, letting them know that it's time to go out front. And she sends them out front so they can meet Joel. And Joel comes in on a throne, getting rolled in with some people. And Victoria's like, he stole my entrance, but I did it better. And I was like, okay, cool, cute. So Joel introduced himself. They go through the whole thing, yada, yada, yada. Tells them that it's going to be a challenge in the next hour and a half. So go get dressed. They go put on their prison gear and they get split up in teams by the way their prison gear is put together. White team and the
Yes,
black
ma'am.
team. Everybody gets dressed. White team goes in one car, the black team goes in another car. So one team is Jesse, Richard, Tiffany,
Mhm.
Victoria.
Maria and
Wait, Jesse,
Jesse, Hatch, New York, Victoria, Larissa.
no,
No.
Teresa.
Teresa.
Yes,
Teresa.
Teresa's on. They're on the one team, and the other team is Safari, Camilla, Victoria. I mean, Safari, Camilla, Larissa, Wes, and Candy.
Yeah.
Those are one team. So they had to go. They went to a prison setup, and each of them were in their own cell, and they had to escape each cell. So the first person starts, escape, go into the next cell. They escape that cell, go into the next cell, so on and so forth. And the first team to do that will win. And somebody from that team will be the supervillain of the week.
Yeah.
And but then there's the twist. There is a FU button lever in each
Come
cell.
on, F you lever.
Each cell has the FU lever, and if you pull that FU lever, you freeze your team for 60 seconds, but you have immunity from being on the hit list.
I like
And
this.
I liked it too. I was like, if I was Jesse, I would have pulled that thing first, been like, sheesh. Or whoever
Literally.
was first. It was Jesse and
It was
Safari.
Jesse, yeah.
Jesse and Safari who were first for each team. I would have pulled it first and like, we wait, and then I'll go. Like, I'm getting it first. I don't care what you say. Doesn't matter to me.
Nope.
But each team gets together and they all agree not to pull the FU lever. We're gonna try to get out here fast. We won't pull it. And so both teams agreed to that. And one team agreed to we won't put up anybody from our team if we win. That's just how we do it.
Mm-hmm.
So they start. Jesse starts,
Mm-hmm.
Safari starts. They go. They bust through their walls. Safari gets through quicker than Jesse. Jesse takes a little time unscrewing the screws on the bench. Safari gets done. Jesse gets done. He goes in the room with Tiffany. Tiffany, they try to get out, and they have to shave their way out with utensils in this wax wall and hand it
I
to.
loved this.
hand the key over to the next person so they can get out. And so Jesse hands the New Yorkers a fork, and Jesse has this spoon, and he's just shoveling and trying to break this wax. Tiffany is literally poking at the wax with the fork, and she's like, "Oh, okay, I'm trying." Just
It's
like,
literally like,
"Help!" She's like, I'm trying."
and
He's
then in
like,
confessional, she's like, I would try harder, but I just got my
"I just
nails
got my nails
done.
done, and I don't."
And hey, I get it.
I get it too. And baby, so after a while, when it started taking a long time, she's just like, "Oh my god, oh my god." Pew.
Panic. Panic.
Panic, and she pulls the lever. So she freezes them for 60 seconds. The other team
Mm-mm.
is getting it, they getting it through. So the 60 seconds run out. And
And they're not
this
that far behind.
they're not far behind at all. So close that they literally catch up and pass the other team. It just gets
Yep.
down to the last group and the last one, and they say you have to use a code to get a hammer out of the
Mm-hmm.
box to break the glass to escape. But they have to find the code. So everybody is like, "Where's this code? Where's this code?" And nobody
Mm-hmm.
can find. And you know who figures it out? Wes.
Weston
Wes
Burton.
Wes Bergman looks at his jumpsuit and says, "The numbers on the code." He whispers, "The number on the shirt. These are the numbers." And then he says, "Oh, I found the numbers. Use the black light on the floor. The numbers are on the floor." And the other team is now looking on the floor for these numbers that
Mm-mm.
don't exist. And so everybody's looking for numbers, and the other team is like trying everybody's number. Not it, not it, not it. Found it, crashed their way out. So Team Safari with Candy, Larissa, and Camilla, they win. They win. And Jesse had his number, and Victoria was like, maybe it's these numbers. So she's trying everybody's number, but Jesse is all the way back in cell number 1 looking for a black light or a number or something he might have missed. And
Wild.
and his number was the actual number to open the thing. So Victoria's pissed off at Jesse. She's pissed.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "You walked away. You walked away." And he was like, "Well, how was I supposed to know? I was trying to help the team." So she's mad. And he's like, "I don't know what to do." So far, they go there. And so Joel says, "Team, you have to pick who you want to be the supervillain of the week." So all the girls and were like, "I mean, I guess it could be you, Wes, or you, Safari, whichever one of y'all want it." Candy was like, "I mean, I help, but okay, fine. Let them have it."
Right. She's like, I don't want it though.
I don't want it though. Wes said, "I don't want it either." So Safari, you got it. Safari, it's on you. Safari was like, "Yes, yes, I'm the supervillain. Yeah." So Safari is the
Ugh.
supervillain of the week, and he thought he had to pick the hit list right then, but Joe was like, "No, tomorrow." So, but he
Mm-hmm.
did have to pick who he wanted to go out on a reward with, 2 people, and he picks Wes and Jesse. I was a little shocked by the Jesse pick, but
Mm-hmm.
not too shocked about the West pick. But then I was like, but I'm not that shocked. Bromance. I see what's happening. I see what you want to do. Got it. Okay, cool. Um, and Richard is old and gay, so Safari wouldn't go pick him. So I got it.
Even though they're
Um,
roommates, and I
even though they're
low key
roommates,
love I
love
love their
their.
relationship
I
right
like
now.
their relationship, but I think he knew Richard was already cool with him because they roommates. So he need to make the other alliances,
Yeah.
which is another reason why I felt like Safari might be playing this game a little bit more than what he's letting on. But okay, but he picks Jesse, picks Wes, and they're gonna go on the reward. Next day they go on the reward. They go to Jack's place, and who knew Jack's had a bar and
No
restaurant?
clue.
Did I know? But Jax, who was there last season for all of 2 days, um, has a bar and a restaurant, and they go to Jack's place for drinks and food and da 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 da. And Jax is there.
Lo and behold, they paid Jax again. Probably the same amount that they did for 2 episodes.
Absolutely. Great. Good on you, Jax. Get your little coin. Get your coin. And ain't free advertisement. Per.
Period.
Um, so Jax comes out, talks to them, and it was like they were like, "Tell us what not to do, Jax." He was like, "Oh, I can give you a list
Literally.
of things not to do in the house." But then they let him know that New York is back, and he was like, "Oh my God, tell her she's the devil, and she will understand what that
Uh-huh.
means." And I was like, I can't. I love the cross referencing back to season one because
Mm-hmm.
I love season one so much. So it was good to see that moment. Um, Wes, Jesse, and Safari have a little chit chat, a talk to talk, because they want to come up with a strategy on who Safari should put in on the hit list. Now, Logan, do you think this strategy that they came up with was a good strategy?
No, because Safari didn't fucking understand it. Like, I think it's a good idea for Wes. But, like, why are we playing this game like Big Brother? I didn't love it. I'm gonna be honest. I
I
didn't
mean,
love
you didn't
it.
love it because Candy was part of the plan, but let's
Well,
be
that's
honest.
also part of it.
I'm
Yeah.
about to say,
But no, I think the problem is Safari went along with it without really understanding what the plan was. He
I
just
don't
heard
think he knew what
names
the
and was
plan
like,
was.
okay, that's fine.
I mean, all those names that they've said are people who he wasn't talking to anyway. So I think even if they didn't tell him that, those would probably be the people he would have put up anyway, because he wasn't talking to them. Maybe Teresa instead, but he wasn't talking to Victoria and Larissa or Candy.
Yeah.
But he liked Tiffany, so he wasn't putting her up. He was talking to Camilla, so he wasn't putting
Well,
her up. Richard is his
Tiffany was
roommate.
safe.
Right, Tiffany was safe. He liked Camilla, he wasn't putting her up. Richard's his roommate, she's not putting him up.
Yeah.
So he probably would have put them up anyway. I think if they didn't have that conversation, I think he probably would have put them up anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But, eh. But I think even though going into the plan, they all came to the consensus that
Mm-hmm.
Victoria was probably the target, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
good, because I don't like her. She can go. Um, but we find out very quickly when they get back to the house how fast plans could change, because they go relay their message from Jax to Tiffany. Tiffany loves it. Victoria is trying to talk to Safari now, in the most desperate way possible, and I felt it so. Ugh. It was so. Ugh. It was
Yeah.
so. Ugh. Like that morning, she was
Every,
like, I'll give you coffee," and he
everything
was
about her game is just ugh.
desperate. It just gives me ugh.
It reeks of desperation. And as we later found out, she is.
She
So it
and
tracks.
it. It just reeks like she's giving. I'm gonna get you coffee. He's like, I don't drink coffee. What do you drink? I'll go get you water. Here's a rose, and we'll have a one-on-one. I'm like, ugh.
It
It's
gives
so.
it's giving for me, it's giving pick me white girl going after the hot black man that she lusts over. Because that's exactly what she did on her bachelor season.
Ugh. I don't. I just did not like her at all. It's just nothing about
No.
her I like. So, and even then, like later on that evening, when everybody was trying to go to bed, poor Richard had to listen to her climb in bed with Safari and just talk about nonsense and foolishness for 2 hours.
Mm-mm.
And Richard's like, oh, a human being over here, a person trying to go to sleep. And she's just talking about mug shots and pictures on her Instagram, and this is this person, and this is this person. Who freaking cares? Who freaking cares? But you know what that got her? You know what all that nonsense and foolishness got her? Nothing but the hit
A
list.
spot on the hit list.
A spot on the hit list, right next to Larissa and Candy.
Ooh, and the way Candy roasted his ass.
Candy
Candy
did.
Muse, my mother. Ugh. The way she
Candy ate
capped
it
off
up.
what she was said by calling him a prolapsed asshole that's ready to go right back in and saying that's why Nicki Minaj dumped your ass. Clock that tea. Oh, God. I love Candy.
Like I said, the
Oh,
right amount of villainous for me. Just the right amount.
it's so good.
Love that. That's how we ended episode 1 with her just clocking
Going
him.
off.
Clocking him. But then we go into episode 2, and West and Safari was like, "Look, just go talk," because she came out. She came out hot. She came out hot
Yep,
of the layer. She came out hot. She was
as
like,
she should.
as she should. She was like, "Give me some tequila." And Safari, I don't know what you doing and why you doing this because we had a pack. I don't know what you doing. And so Safari was like, "Let's talk to West." And here's another point where I'm like, Safari is playing this game better than what y'all think he playing this game.
Mm-hmm.
Because although it was his super villain of the week, he let Wes control it so Wes could be the one to get the heat. Because
Yep.
everybody be like, oh, what this was Wes's plan. This was Wes's idea. This was Wes's doing. So he
Mm-hmm.
was like, yeah, let's go and take it. So Candy goes and talks to Wes and then Jesse, and they're like, look, you're not the plan. You're not the target. Victoria's the target. And
Mm-hmm.
we go get her out of here. He said, I needed people who we can trust to be the pawns to go win the redemption, and you're not it.
And Candy eventually is like kind of on board with it, but she
Mm-hmm.
said it, and I agree. Just let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would rather know that I'm going on the hit list
Right.
and be like, I'm using you as a pawn. I have to put up 3 people. I have the votes to keep you safe.
Right.
Like, I would rather know that than just have that sprung onto me.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
Jesse, more than anyone, should know that.
Absolutely.
So I was really disappointed in Jesse's game specifically here because it didn't
Mm-hmm.
seem like he wanted to add anything to the conversation, which is smart for him, I guess. But I'm a little disappointed because he should know. He was a fairly decent Big Brother player. He should know that you let pawns know in advance if they're going up.
Right. So they
But
won't be surprised. You don't want to surprise
yep,
your pawn. The
no,
only surprise they have is if somehow the pawns eventually have to go home. And you
yep,
don't, and if the target shifts, then it's like it is what it is. But you definitely let them know so they feel more comfortable doing what they got to do.
uh-huh.
But so Candy went to Larissa and was like, "We are not the plan. We get it." And Larissa's like, "I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I'm pissed because they didn't tell me. I'm pissed that I feel like they go come for me. I'm pissed." She shares the room with Wes and Jesse, and she's pissed. And she's like,
I'm pissed.
right. And she's like, they having a conversation with Candy. The plan is about for Candy, not for me. And they were like, no, 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 it's for you too. But it's and she was like, okay, whatever. She mad. So she don't even talk to them no more. She's pissed off. And Victoria shows her desperate side once again. She comes downstairs, but I feel like this was part of her game plan, which is not bad. She cries because, of course, nobody wants to see the pretty little white girl cry. Not the pretty girl cry. You don't want the pretty girl to cry. I don't want to go home. And Wes is like, huh, she seems
Anyway,
desperate. Wes says, huh, she seems desperate. And what do you do? How do you have someone join your cult? It's because they're desperate.
mm-hmm.
Huh. If we have someone who's desperate to stay and we save them, they'll do anything we want them to do later. Victoria, let me holler at you for a second. Victoria, let me
I
holler
mean,
at you for a
Wes
second.
is smart. Wes is smart in this way of him trying to do what he's doing in the challenge to a lesser extent. I would say this is a lot more of a subtle Wes move than
Mm-hmm.
he normally would employ. And I wasn't mad at it. I'm not mad at seeing Wes kind of use the same strategies, but in a much more subtle way. I think it's working for him.
Mm-hmm. But he makes it work. He does it. And he pulls Victoria in and he was like, listen, if we keep you, you pretty much gotta like pledge your allegiance, your undying allegiance to us. And she was like, yeah, sure. Of course, duh. So I'm like, okay. But during this whole time, we have Larissa still fuming. Richard has decided after his 2-hour nonsensical conversation that he wasn't included in the night before,
Right.
he's like, Victoria just bothers me and I want her gone. So he's on a mission to get Victoria out of the house. But West is on Jesse and Safari is on the mission of keeping her. And so now Larissa has to go to work. But before they go to work, they have to get to the redemption challenge.
Introed
by Janice Dickinson. That's
All right.
random, but sure, she's a villain too. So get it, got it, good.
Her. She looks like shit.
Yeah, she's. But whatever.
Whatever.
Janice Dickinson is in the building, and she's giving the redemption challenge, which is the walk of
Hollywood Walk of No Shame.
Yeah, Hollywood Walk of No Shame.
So basically, you have an hour on Hollywood Boulevard to get as many signatures as you can, and the person with the most gets off the hit list.
When they said that, I was like, "This is Candy Music's
Oh,
100%."
I was like, they're in the middle of Hollywood, and she was just on Drag Race. Oh, we're good.
Oh, she's fine. I was like, oh, and then when she put on her drag, I was like, oh, absolutely.
And the way she did this quick drag with the tears streaming down, I think that's a really, really smart thing for Candy to have. Is being a drag queen, she can kind of adjust exactly how she presents herself for whatever the challenge needs to be. And I think that's really going to be a strength. And I hope that the other people in the house don't realize that. Because if they realize it, then I think she's done. But this is where I had the issue with Miss Larissa.
Okay.
Where she's going off saying, sign my campaign for the veterans, for breast cancer, for this, that, and the third, straight up lying to these people. And I'm happy someone clocked her on it. I'm happy someone clocked on her. But as someone that worked for charitable nonprofit organizations for 6 years, I have an issue with that. And I understand why other people wouldn't, because it's a game and I get that. I'm glad they clocked her in the house too. And I was really happy that Victoria clocked. I was like, I'll give you your double kudo for that, Victoria. I appreciated her clocking Larissa on that shit. And that for me, I understand Larissa does have a lot of limitations. English is not her first language, probably isn't even her second language. And so I get that for sure. For me, that goes beyond the language barrier because she knew exactly what she was doing. And it was a calculated move that she made. And I just can't support someone like that.
I agree with that 100%. I thought what she did was out of pocket. I was like, you don't have to lie to people to get a signature. And I know it's hard because people these days, we don't care about nothing no more. We just keep on walking when people ask for signatures. And that was why I felt was like, I said, that's not the route you should go in the first place, because charitable events have the hardest time getting people to sign for anything these days.
Yeah. No one wants to stop for anything charity based right now.
Right.
Oh, at all.
Like, especially if you're like, because they think you go ask for money. And so they're like, no. And if I put my signature down, you go call me or you go find me and you go be all over
literally
my socials and all on my no, thank you. So I wouldn't have did that to begin with. I said, I was like, girl, use your strength. You got these big old boobs for nothing. You in Hollywood.
Literally, Larissa was like, just start shaking your tits.
Like, sign my book, sign my thing for TV. I'm on TV. Sign my thing. Like, I literally would have just been like, sign this for TV. I'm on TV. You want to be on TV? Sign it, sign it, sign it.
Yeah.
And I didn't agree with the lies, because I'm like, why are we lying for what? And you still lose. Why are we lying?
And she still lost.
And lost big.
By a
huge
mile.
Margin. Huge margin. And as much as I don't like Victoria, I'm like, at least she didn't lie to get what she wanted, and she still doubled what you did. Candy used her celebrity.
She kind of ate up this challenge too. I'm not even gonna lie.
She did. She did.
Like Victoria, good for you. You used what you have. I'm not mad at that.
And Candy used her celebrity, which is perfectly great to do in this moment. Heck, they got their phones in the house. I would have tweeted out or put out an Instagram post. I'm gonna be at Hollywood Boulevard for about an hour. If you out that way, come see me.
I don't think they have their phones.
They do have their phones. They were on their phones.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't realize that. Okay.
That's how they were looking at her Instagram. Safari was looking at Victoria's Instagram on his phone. And she was going.
I must have completely just missed that. But
they
anyway,
phones.
The winner, Candy wins. Sorry, I interrupted you again.
It's okay.
I'm being villainous.
Candy wins.
Yay!
But it was close. She had 87
it was.
And Victoria had 84.
Yep.
So very, very close. So up for elimination is Larissa and Victoria. And this is where the campaigning begins. This is where the competition starts, because now Larissa's trying to ask people to vote for her to stay, and Victoria was trying to get the people to vote for her to stay. Larissa and Tiffany have this weird conversation with.
This was so strange.
Weirdest conversation.
I was like, they are really just on different planes of the universe.
It was so weird. Candy was under the impression that the plan was still the same. We keep the people on our team. So she was advocating for Larissa. Richard was advocating for Larissa. Camilla was going back and forth. She didn't know what she wanted to do, but she had a conversation with Wes earlier, and her and Wes kind of struck up a deal that they would work together on the low. So she's trying to see how that works. Jesse was going back and forth for a minute. At first, he wanted to keep Victoria, then he wanted to keep Larissa because he thought Victoria was too much. And because Victoria and Larissa had this huge blow up minutes before going down to vote, it was literally like 3 minutes before, and Larissa and Victoria have this huge blow up about Larissa's take on what she did at the challenge, how she's a clown, and Larissa was like, Victoria's a clown, she's desperate, she's this, she's that, and then Victoria said something about her Raiders, and that set Larissa off like, don't you talk about the Raiders! And Victoria's like, boo Raiders, boo Raiders. You don't know nothing about Las Vegas. You don't know nothing about the Raiders. You don't talk about the Raiders.
How did halfway through her stint on this show, she completely shift her perspective, and now the only thing we're going to remember her for is, don't talk about the Raiders! We're not even that good of a team.
Not that great, but don't talk about the Raiders. Don't talk about Raider Nation, because Raider Nation is awesome, and we don't talk about it, and whatever. And Larissa was pissed, but Eva was like, hello. Dang, calm down. It's time to go down to vote. So go. Yeah. Stop all that yelling. So Victoria, everybody goes down to the lair, to the thing, and it was weird. I'm not gonna even lie. Because Victoria went from fighting with Larissa, calling her weird and calling her names and to her speech was, hi y'all, don't pick me because I want to be here so much and I really like this game and I love you all, and if I'm valuable to your game, you pick me here. And that, I was like, what? Literally in 3 minutes, you went from rah, 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 to tink, tink. I was like, okay, girl, all right.
Bye.
But, and then Larissa went from rah, rah, to the Bible says you can walk in heaven and hell and just know where you walk, or something she said. And I was like, what? And they were like, what Bible did that come from? She was like, the Bible of Larissa. I was like, okay, all right. All right.
I was just so done. I'm just done with her bullshit. Done with her
Oh,
annoying shit. Done with her. And guess what? Bye. Bye.
she's done. And the
But then
rating
there's
is
a wait, hold
wait,
on, don't
wait,
stop. And then
no, wait, wait,
but
wait, wait, wait. You're jumping too far, really fast, and I wasn't right there yet because the vote was 2-5, and they do the thing, and Safari pushes the button for Larissa to go, and so everybody's like, "All right, bye, Larissa, nice seeing you." And then all of a sudden they say, hold on, let's stop for a second, hold on," and the wall that just closed up with Larissa starts coming back down. And it looked like somebody new was in that seat.
it looked like somebody else. Yep.
And I was like, huh? What is happening?
Okay.
So that's what they left us on. Was somebody was coming back down in that seat, and we don't know who it is. So that's what we left us on. That's where they took us. And that's that's all we got.
A
Uh,
great double premiere.
Enjoyed it very much. And I think I'm set for the next however many weeks it's going to be for House of Villains season 2, because this is already proven to be a really interesting group of people. So, but that's it, y'all.
I'm sad. I'm
I'm
sad.
sad.
I'm here. I'm boom. I'm excited. And yep. We'll be back.
We'll be back next week to talk more House of Villains. And if you want to hit that subscribe button, which I know you do, you will hit it. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, all the things that you support this channel. Also, go down to our description below and support all of our other channels. Click those links as well as our audio podcast links, our Patreon links. Go to our socials at The Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you keep scrolling a little bit more, you get the link to the merch at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. And we're going to get out of here. So be a villainess and cheers, y'all.
Cheers. Ooh.